What is good, yo? It's your boy Ty back here with another video. And in this video today, we are going to be ranking all of the top point guards in NBA 2K22 MyTEAM. Now, I'm taking a little different approach to this than before because here's the deal, guys. Guys like Donovan Mitchell, guys like Dwayne Wade, those types of guys, even Jamal Crawford, are primary shooting guards. But nobody is running them at the shooting guard position. So if everybody and their mother, okay, let's say 95% or above, are running these guys at the point guard position instead of the shooting guard position, they're going to be on my point guard list. Because Dwayne Wade being on my shooting guard list really does nobody any good. Same thing for Donovan Mitchell. So just kind of a slight adjustment on this tier list, kind of compared to what we have been doing in the past. But before we dive any further, if you are new to the channel and have not yet, please consider smash that subscribe button as we are on the road to 90,000 subscribers. We got 42 of the best point guards in the game here. Let's start off with Alex Caruso. Now, Alex Caruso is an amethyst point guard. And remember, these are the best overall point guards in 2K. So it's not like, you know, budget point guards. Then obviously Alex Caruso would be a little bit better. Still 6'4", 6'5" wingspan. He's a solid card. All the way around for budget ballers out there, Alex Caruso is solid. The problem is he's only really solid at the defensive end of the court. Slasher dribble style, not really going to be that good at making plays. And I think that really limits how good I can be or how high I can be on Alex Caruso. The card's definitely not terrible. And if he's your point guard on your team, you better have a good dude at this shooting guard that can move and groove. AI, let's just go C tier. I can't be that low on Allen Iverson, kind of, just because, look, guys, offensively, he is still going to be one of the top point guards in the game. For what Alex Caruso might lack on the offensive end of the court, AI makes up for it. What AI might lack on the defensive end of the court, Alex Caruso makes up for. If I was to go into a competitive game, I don't know who I'd rather prefer, Alex Caruso or AI. I'm going to put them both at C tier. What I will say, though, is if you do want to use AI for fun, I mean, heck, Triple Threat Online, Clutch Time, you could maybe have him at A or S tier if you really wanted him to be there. Avery Bradley up next, and I'm going to make this comparison because obviously Amethyst, I mean, this is the Avery Bradley we're talking about. How good is he straight up compared to Alex Caruso? Let's find out. I mean, you look at the total stats, Alex Caruso is a little bit better. Meanwhile, guys, Avery Bradley has quick, Caruso has slasher. I think I prefer Avery Bradley by a little bit, but we're just throwing another guy into C tier. Now, maybe we're going to have to eventually separate the tiers out, but I have a hard time separating Avery Bradley and Alex Caruso. I think Avery Bradley is just a little bit better if I did have to choose between the two. But, I mean, either one of these guys is going to be really good on the defensive end of the court. I think Avery Bradley is just going to be a little better offensively. Caruso is a little bit taller, though, so really just comes down to your preference. Baron Davis, I know a lot of guys love this card. And I do not like him at all, but I like him enough to put him at B tier. And the reason is, I mean, stat badge wise, the card's really solid. If he had, you know, 75 interior, I probably would be high on the card, even with this bum base dribble style. Dame release on quick is absolutely incredible. It's just that base dribble style, guys. I hate the base dribble style. If you really want to use a guy like this, just use Damian Lillard. I mean, if you've got the clutch time Damian Lillard and you got Baron Davis, I want you guys to tell me who's better, because obviously Dame on the offensive end is going to be a little bit better. Yes, Baron Davis does have better defense, but with the base dribble style, I just don't know about. I just don't know if I could deal with that. Corey Joseph, look, man, I know you came out just the other day, and I mean, for budget players, you might be useful, but overall in 2K, man, you are literally worthless. You can't dunk. You're not good at all in the defensive end of the court. Your release is not great. Jump shot 69. It's not terrible for like small forward, power forwards. For a point guard, it's not great. If you're using Corey Joseph, hate to tell you guys, but there's better options out there. Look, if I'm putting Baron Davis in B tier, I'm putting Damian Lillard in B tier as well. I just want you guys to do the comparison. Yes, I understand defensively Dame is going to be worse than Baron Davis. I 100% get that, and I 100% agree with that. But Dame 6'2", 6'7" wingspan. Baron Davis 6'3", 6'5" wingspan. Badge-wise, I mean, basically the same. Obviously, Baron Davis, again, on the defensive end is going to be a little bit better. But what you guys might not notice about this is the fact that Damian Lillard has the Dame dribble style, whereas Baron Davis has the base dribble style. That's the difference in the cards. Forget everything else. That is the difference, as well as Limitless Spot Up, Hot Zone Hunter. You know, a lot of these other offensive shooting badges that he's just going to have. Hyperdrive, Space Creator, I get it. Baron Davis is a way better defender. I'm not trying to argue that. But base dribble style on a point guard is tough, guys. That is really, really tough. Darius Garland's not terrible, okay? He's going to be our next guy we're going to go over here. And I want you guys to know he's not terrible. 6'1", 6'1" wingspan. I get that. Yes, I understand that. But Dame release on quick dribble style. He's just a way worse Damian Lillard. That's the best way to phrase him. I'm going to put him at D tier because I feel like the guys at C tier give me a lot more than Darius Garland. Darius Garland probably is the singular worst defensive player on this list. He's worse than Allen Iverson defensively. And because of that, he is going to be a D tier caliber player. We only got 35 or so guys left. So hopefully we get some better guys starting on this list. Dave Bing is not one of those better guys. Now, I will say this about Dave Bing. When they went through and changed everybody's jump shot from set shot 4 to jump shot 4, Dave Bing received a big boost. Like, if you fully badge out Dave Bing, I'm here to tell you this card's pretty solid. That's what I will say. If you fully do badge out Dave Bing, he's solid. I mean, jump shot 4 is a solid enough release. Like, if you wanted to move Dave Bing into B tier, I'm not going to be the one to dissuade you. What I will say is the interior still lacks. Obviously, defensively, he's not going to be great. But if you do fully badge him out, if you did, he's a solid enough point guard in the game. De'Aaron Fox is a dude I'm dragging to B tier. I think De'Aaron Fox, I know his interior defense is not great, but I think he's on the level of Baron Davis, Damian Lillard. Now, he's not going to get talked about enough or as much as a lot of the other guys, and rightfully so. I mean, the 34 in interior is terrible. What you guys got to use with this De'Aaron Fox card is you've got to use the ball stripper badge, man. You've got to just spam X or square if you're a PlayStation if somebody does post you up, because otherwise he's not going to get you paint stops. Quick dribble style, Hall of Fame quick first step, shooting badges, you can give him everything. Look, I love watching De'Aaron Fox in real life, and I'm telling you guys, in 2K, the dude can hoop as well. Dejounte Murray is our next card here, and he's an interesting card that I'm dragging into C tier. I drug that Dejounte Murray, but heck, this is the one we're going to talk about, the Mystic, who's just a little bit better. 6'4", 6'10" wingspan. Dejounte Murray, this one's not great, but I'm telling you guys this. If we get a Dejounte Murray, as far as, let's say, a Peak Diamond Moments card, he might be the best point guard in the game. He's 6'4", but with the 6'10" wingspan, he feels like 6'5", 6'6". I know he's got slasher dribble style, but jump shot 93 is not terrible. If his interior gets a little bit better, defensive gets a little bit better, this card has potential in 2K. I'm just throwing that out there. I'm not saying this card is that soup. I do think he's a C tier level card. If we do get a better Dejounte down the road, he is going to be immaculate. We might have to eventually change some tiers here because right now we don't have any A or S tier players. And Derrick Rose is not going to change it. I'm going to throw Derrick Rose into a C tier as well. Derrick Rose, this card right here is a card I want a new one of. Look, I'm not a big fan of small point guards, but I'm telling you guys this right now. The moment we get a new Derrick Rose is the moment I'm running Derrick Rose. The big thing for me is that I know when we get a new Derrick Rose, they're going to make him a little better on the defensive end of the court. I'm not even going to sit here and say Derrick Rose is going to be complete. But this is the Derrick Rose we saw in the middle of December, okay? Obviously, had a way better perimeter defense, way better lateral quickness, great speed. Badge-wise was a little bit better. Let's go back to 2K20. Let's see a Derrick Rose that we might have saw later on, right? This one was in May. But, you know, more realistic to what we could possibly see with 99 speed, really good 3-ball defensively. I mean, again, they don't make him great defensively, but they give him a few extra badges. And the big thing for me is Derrick Rose has quick dribble style. Release-wise, on current gen especially, it is so quick, perfectly easy to time. On next gen, it is still a really good release. I'd be willing to bet Derrick Rose is one of my point guards heading into the 250K tournament. I would be willing to bet that the next Derrick Rose that we see, probably within the next month, is going to change the game. A lot of people offensively might be struggling. Derrick Rose is going to be the guy to fix that. This Derrick Rose, not necessarily the man with the plan. The next Derrick Rose we get will definitely be Donovan Mitchell, our first A-tier point guard. Now, I know he's a shooting guard primary. I get that, but nobody's playing him at shooting guard. Everybody's going to play him at point guard. And although I did not move that well with Donovan Mitchell, I played against him last night, got bought by him, so I respect the guard in general, right? He can move, shifty dribble style, jump shot 4 is not the greatest, but can move and groove, plays pretty solid defense. Don't really even notice he's 6'1". yes, his price, he's way overpriced, guys. I 100% know that he is way overpriced. But I'm saying this, guys, if you really want a point guard that can move and groove, Donovan Mitchell is a decent option, right? Especially for what he gives you on the interior with that 79 interior and really solid defensive badges in general. Dwayne Wade Evo card is going to be our first S-tier player. Now, why do I like Wade more than Donovan Mitchell, you guys might ask? Well, here's the deal. Wade's 6'4" with the 6'10" wingspan. Badge-wise, they're basically the same. I know you can't, apply all these badges on Wade that you might want to, but guys, shooting-wise, going to be knocked down. Defensively, really, really solid. He's a card that, yes, I will admit, slash dribble style, I don't necessarily love. It's not terrible, right? But if you can get used to dribbling with Dwayne Wade, he's solid. He's the card I kind of want to try out again just to see if I can make it work, because I love point guards. First of all, that can play defense, and second of all, that can attack the rim. I feel like Dwayne Wade can do a little bit of both of those things. The first S-tier player today, Eric Bledsoe. Look, Eric, I played against you the other day, and you got incredible animations, but that's not enough to put you any higher. The 79 interior is great. You can obviously dunk. Now, you know what? I'm putting Eric Bledsoe into C tier. I think because of that interior, he's up there, man. Interior, complete badge-wise. Problem is he's 6'1". If he was 6'3", 6'4", he'd probably be B tier. Even at 6'1", I think he provides enough to be at that C tier. And so does Eric Snow. I don't care what anybody says. This Eric Snow at 6'3" with a 6'6" wingspan is a pretty complete point guard. You give him this duo and watch out. Like, you give him this duo and watch out. Obviously, without the duo, still all around pretty solid. Can shoot the ball. Plays pretty solid defense. Just a solid point guard. Eric Snow is not necessarily a point guard I'd recommend you guys picking up at this stage, but a card that for his time was pretty solid. We're getting down to two lines here, which means we're really making some good strides. Gabe Vincent is our next card here today that we are going to talk about. Now, Gabe Vincent, obviously a moment card that you can get for free. 6'3", 6'6" wingspan. Look at the card, quick dribble style, jump shot 116. He's not terrible. Gabe Vincent is not terrible. The problem is the 37 interior defense and 25 block rating. And no defensive badges. I think D tier is where we're going, but he can move a little bit on the offensive end of the court. Gary Payton, a card I regret taking out of my lineup ever. This card he's going to stay in my lineup for, the immediate future. Now, obviously, I feel like we're going to get a Derrick Rose, and that's going to change a lot with my squad. But for now, Gary Payton is complete, man. He can attack the rim with a decent driving dunk. You guys are going to see 70 driving dunk. Pretty good defensively. 74 interior, Hall of Fame ball stripper. He's a card, again, I regret ever taking out of my lineup. This card is the real deal. No chase down on his brick wall does hurt the value of the card a little bit, but I'm telling you guys, he is the man with the plan. Gary Payton is. I can't wait to see the Opal Gary Payton stats. Or it might be Dark Matter Gary Payton, honestly. I think it is the Dark Matter Gary Payton stats. I can't wait to see what he's like. And if he's really good, if the Dark Matter Gary Payton's really, really good, maybe we'll have to start grinding that card collector level. This Gilbert Arenas is terrible. Now, he's not worthless because he's not short. He's 6'3" with a 6'9" wingspan. And honestly, guys, Gilbert Arenas is a guy that if 2K really did want to release a cheesy card, they'd release a Gilbert Arenas with a non-jump shot 11. Heck, they could even give him jump shot 22, for example. But if they want to just make Gilbert Arenas a little bit better, change his dribble style, make his release a little bit better, people are going to use the card. He already has 69 interior. That's going to go up, right, to at least a 79 with the next card. I'm telling you guys, we're going to get a lot of point guards in the near future that are going to be solid. This Gilbert Arenas was not solid, but the next one could definitely be pretty solid. Isaiah Thomas, look, for his time was immaculate. Isaiah Thomas for his time in 2K, the early 2K days, was so good. Came out on October 4th, could dunk the ball, could shoot the ball, played really solid defense. And mashing wasn't necessarily that overpowered back then. Now mashing is really overpowered and it's really tough. But with the quick dribble style, he can get it done. He can get it done. Just a cheese ball like Derrick Rose, kind of dribbling wise. Obviously, Derrick Rose, next card is going to be better because he's 6'3". And height is just so important. Ja Morant, I'm dragging into B tier. If you did end up grinding limited for Ja Morant, you got a really solid card still to this day. Obviously, defensively, he lacks quite a bit. But, stat-wise, he's not bad. The 39 interior really is awful. But I think comparable to De'Aaron Fox with the shifty dribble style, Paul George base, which I'm fine with. He's a B tier caliber player. I know we got a lot of C tier players right here. I just don't like separating them too much. I think Ja Morant's better than everybody at C tier, and I would be willing to take him over all of them. Jamal Crawford is a card I know a lot of you guys like. I know a lot of you guys love Jamal Crawford. I'm just not. I just did not have success with him. 6'5", 6'8" wingspan. He feels like he's 6'2", 6'3". Maybe it's because he has a small player model player build. I don't know. But he just doesn't feel like he should. Even movement-wise. Ankle breaker, hyperdrive, quick chain, quick first step, and the shifty dribble style. Trey Burke based on normal timing. This card should be better than he is. I just don't know how to describe it. I do not have success with Jamal Crawford. Maybe you guys do, and if you do, awesome. He could even be up to A tier. I just don't have success with him, and honestly, he's the worst player at B tier in my opinion. Jason Kidd, here's the problem with Jason Kidd, guys. What does he really give you over a guy, let's say, like Gilbert Arenas? Like, obviously, he's a little bit taller. Defensively going to be a little bit better, but like, come on, guys. Jason Kidd is terrible. I will say when Jason Kidd gets his release on quick, it's not bad. Like, Josh Giddey has Jason Kidd based on quick, and I will say it's not bad. I don't mind Josh Giddey at all. Josh Giddey is probably a card that I forgot to even put on this list. But Josh Giddey, if you did want to put him on this list at the point guard position, I'm probably putting him at C or B tier. Like, he is not bad. Probably B tier for Josh Giddey. Like, I do not mind him at all. Jason Kidd is just not it in 2K22 MyTEAM. Jalen Noel, though. Dude has stepped up big for the Minnesota Timberwolves. And I hope we get another Jalen Noel card soon. Reason is, jump shot for shifty dribble style. Imagine if 2K just released like a really good Jalen Noel card, like a pink diamond or something. 6'4", 6'7" wingspan. I get another shooting guard, but everybody's going to play him at point guard. 93 ball, 80 driving dunk. All they have to do is boost his interior and defense in general, and you're going to have a Jalen Noel card that can hoop. I'm not saying 2K is ever going to do it because they won't. But if they did want to juice a Jalen Noel card, they definitely could. Throw Jalen Noel right in there with Gabe Vincent. Jerry West, the logo. This one might surprise you. Throwing him into A tier. I'm not going to sit here and say Jerry West is the top 5 point guard in the game because I don't believe that. But what I do believe is that if you love Jerry West, you have a valid opinion. This card defensively on the perimeter is really solid. Obviously, shooting-wise, has really good badges. He moves decently well. His release is pretty solid. Can dunk the ball. The only downfall is his interior and block rating. Outside of those two things, there's not much bad I can say about Jerry West. It's probably going to be the best, most usable Jerry West we get all year long. Before his time, look, the card was not terrible at all. John Wall, this one might surprise you guys, S tier. Maybe not. Maybe you guys really do appreciate how good John Wall is. But the fact that he was on triple threat boards is amazing to me. Because it made a really good point guard pretty cheap in my team. 93 ball, 95 driving dunk, 96 speed ball, 90 ball handle, 96 speed acceleration, 94 lateral quickness. Yes, the interior isn't great, but defensively, he's going to hold it down. Hall of Fame dimer, quick first step, sniper, stop and pop. You give him limitless. You fully badge up the chef. Has a really solid release. Base dribble style is obviously not great, though. John Wall is a hooper. I mean, this card came out on November 19th. Another guy to look at as a guy. Who knows? Maybe we see a John Wall within the next month. There's a lot of decent things that 2K could do as far as the point guard position, just giving people new cards. Penny Hardaway, who we'll get to, John Wall. It's going to be interesting to see a month from now all the different point guard options we got. Because the fact that John Wall, a card that came out 2 months ago, is still in S tier is absolutely crazy to me. Now, Amethyst Jrue Holiday, a card who did a thing at a time, and the time is over though. For his time, Jrue Holiday defended at a decent level. The part is that time is over. He's D tier. It's over with. I mean, Jrue Holiday was solid for his time. Time's over with. Jrue Holiday doesn't even have a shifty or quick. Base dribble style, jump shot 29. Not going to do much for you outside of be a decent defender. Sorry, he's D tier. Kyrie Irving is solid, though. I mean, Kyrie Irving, I think, is A tier. And I'm not even going to sit here and act like Kyrie Irving is the best point guard in the game. But to say he's lower than A tier, I think is disrespectful. The card can move really well. Defensively, he's not horrible. Hall of Fame ankle breaker, hyperdrive, quick chain, quick first step. He's got everything that Jamal Crawford has, although Kyrie just moves better. That's the best way I can phrase it. I know he can't dunk the ball. Attacking the rim, he's going to get his thing sent to the 17th row. But as far as just being a fun card and a cheesy card to use, Kyrie Irving is exactly that. Now, Magic Johnson, this one, the 75th anniversary, I mean, I meant to drag the 75th anniversary in here, but Magic Johnson is another S tier caliber point guard. I've started using him over Gary lately. Do I think he's better than Gary? No. I'm probably going to start using Gary again. Now, part of the reason I'm saying no is because I hate switching matchups. I absolutely despise switching my matchups. So, I feel like if I'm going to indeed switch my matchups, I can't press, and that's just a whole thing to worry about in its own right. But honestly, guys, I feel like Magic Johnson does everything okay on the court. I don't think he's necessarily the best point guard in the game. He's a point guard I've been using lately. Had decent enough success with, though. He just can't really run. That's the problem with Magic Johnson. He can't run in 2K. It's a big problem when it comes down to it. Again, Magic Johnson, this is probably the best Magic we're going to have when 250K starts. So, it is what it is. Right now, an S tier point guard, but probably going to lose his value fast when we get, new pennies. A new John Wall, a new Derrick Rose. Heck, maybe we even get a point guard Ben Simmons. Magic is going to lose his value pretty fast. Mark Price, the 50 win reward right now in clutch time. A card people have tried using against me, and I'm sorry, this card is literally terrible. Like, I have AI in C tier. AI makes this card look terrible. AI at least has some Hall of Fame defensive badges. Mark Price does not. He does have shifty dribble style, jump shot 28. Offensively, going to be decent, but defensively, 25 interior, really low strength. I mean, this card is terrible. I'm putting him in F tier. Mark Price is literally worse than everybody is D tier. Am I gassing it? Yes. Do I care? No. Tiny Archibald is not terrible. I'm going to put him in B tier right now. 5 Hall of Famers, 28 on gold, 3 on silver, 2 on bronze. Heck, 99 speed, 93 lateral quickness. I know his interior is low, but he just reminds me of another De'Aaron Fox. I mean, you compare him side by side to De'Aaron Fox, the cards are literally so similar. Yes, De'Aaron Fox badge-wise is better. Overall, is just that little bit better. But I mean, I still think Tiny Archibald deserves his spot in B tier. Am I gassing him? I don't think so. Can move, has the PG base. All around, I think he's a decent enough point guard. Oscar Robertson, low key. Let's hear me out when I say this. Oscar Robertson is a sleeper for a card that is going to come out really soon as a Galaxy Opal that is going to be absolutely immaculate. Nobody is talking about Oscar Robertson, but people should be. Hear me out. 6'5", 6'8" wingspan. This Oscar we got came out nearly at the start of the game, and he still had really good defensive stats and an 85 3 ball. I'm not even expecting Oscar to have anything. He's going to have base dribble style. Oscar's release, that's fine. What he's going to have, though, is defense. Gonna have rebounding. Gonna just be like a Magic Johnson type player, type build. But I feel like defensively, they're gonna choose Oscar Robertson. For example, let's just look at an Oscar we saw last year that I think we could maybe see this year. Let's see something like this. Now, Oscar's release on quick is a lot better. Combine that with 93 speed, 90 lateral quickness, and some way better defense. Do not sleep on Oscar Robertson as a potential card to play in the 250K tournament. I'm just throwing that out there. A lot of you guys probably don't really care about that. But I'm telling you guys, if you guys did get this Oscar, you got a decent card. The next Oscar we are going to see is going to be probably some game-breaking card. Penny Hardaway, in my opinion, the best point guard in the game right now, an S-tier point guard. Here's the thing with Penny again. Similar to a lot of the cards that we saw, that we've seen so far, he came out so long ago. I mean, November 19th. We're looking at cards that all have came out 2 months ago. Gary Payton, 2 months ago. Penny Hardaway, 2 months ago. John Wall, 2 months ago. Like, can we get some updated versions of these cards, please? I'm begging you, especially with Penny, John Wall, and even Derrick Rose, who I think could be solid. Still Penny, 6'7". I mean, with the duo, obviously, becomes a ton better. But even without the duo, really good interior, really good defensive player in general. If we get another Penny Hardaway soon, he is going to be the best card in the game. And, you know, he's already a top point guard in the game. Pete Maravich, another card that came out a long time ago. It seems like that's a repetitive statement that I've made. But we need some updated point guards. 6'5", 6'8" wingspan. A card that defensively was terrible. If we get an updated Pete that can hold a little D, he's going to be really good in my team. Now, if we look at last year and we look at the Pete Maravich, we only saw 2 all year. The Dark Matter Pete we saw in March. Just look at this card, okay, guys? I just want you to know. March 26th, nearly 2 months away, we're going to have cards with 40 Hall of Famers. Just know that in the back of your minds. and just look at the defensive stats. I'm not saying Pete's going to look like this, but if we're going to do Pete, he's going to be absolutely incredible. This Pete Maravich, I'm going to throw him into D tier. I'll throw him into C tier because he's going to do some things good on the court. But guys, honestly, if your favorite player is at C tier, you probably should look to upgrade. Ricky Rubio is a card. I'm going to throw it. I'm going to throw Ricky at B tier. Now, you guys might be wondering, well, Ty, how is Ricky Rubio B tier? And he's on the verge of C or B. And this thing is 6'4", 6'7" wingspan. And what he's going to do in general is a little bit more than some other cards. Yes, I know his interior is a little low. He's got slash or dribble style. But remember, he is 6'4", 6'7" wingspan. I think he's going to do some things better on the court than some of the guys we do have at C tier. Russell Westbrook's Evo card, I'm throwing into A tier. You guys, again, don't have to agree with all my opinions. That's part of the reason I do what I do. 9 on favors, 26 on gold, 14 on silver, 4 on bronze. I get defensively, not going to be the best. But offensively speaking, he's going to be solid. Russ's dribble style, Russ's release, not the best. I'm not even going to sit here and try to gas it. But the way he's going to shoot the ball, I think makes Russell Westbrook an A tier player. I didn't get the Pink Diamond Evo'd, but when you do Evo Russ up, I'm going into A tier. Now, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, if he was out right now, I'm throwing him into S tier. By the time he's available, guys, I don't think he's going to be worth it because by the time he's available, we're going to have a lot new point guards in the game. But right now, he's 6'6" with a 6'11" wingspan. 71 interior, decent enough on defense. The problem with him, slash dribble style, jump shot 91 is not great either. But he's really good defensively, decent enough 3-ball handles fine. I just really think by the time you're able to get Shai, he's going to be outdated. So, I mean, do what you want to do. I think Shai's going to be a fun card to use. I'm glad we got one. Just don't necessarily think he's the best anymore. Steph Curry, the Pink Diamond Steph, I'm throwing into B tier. The Opal Steph, I'm throwing into A tier. You guys might think it's high for the Pink Diamond Steph to be at B tier, but I don't. I mean, you look at the Pink Diamond Steph, heck, the Moment Steph, whatever. He does a lot of things really well. It's just the Opal Steph is going to be a little bit better at everything, right? Especially playmaker-wise, all the gold that is really important. Defensively, just going to be a little bit better. I'm actually debating. I think Opal Steph is at the top of A tier. I think he's up here. But the Pink Diamond Steph, there's a big gap between A tier and B tier. I just want to clarify that. But the Pink Diamond Steph definitely deserves a spot in B tier. I don't think a lot of people think I love Steph, which I don't necessarily love him. But the point guards we have in 2K right now are rough. They are really, really rough. Steve Francis, another rough point guard in my team. I don't want all these players at C tier, so I'm going to move some players down. Let's just move Pistol Pete down. Steve Francis at C tier. Is he a C tier caliber player? I think so. I mean, you look at the card again, obviously defensively, not going to be great, similar to a lot of cards that we have seen. But he's not terrible. For being available, guys, and triple threat online, he wasn't terrible. Shift dribble style, jump shot 116. You got Steve Francis. If you like him, that's fine. It's definitely fine with me. Steve Nash, we're throwing right into B tier now. If you do just solely use this card in clutch time, you're going to have some success. If you try using this card anywhere else because of that interior, it's probably going to be pretty rough, especially if you do try using him in My Team Unlimited. Dribble style, not great, not terrible. Jump shot, pretty solid. Just kind of on the slower side of things for the point guards for today's era. Still think he's B tier. Throw him right in there with Steph Curry. Tony Parker, dude. I'm throwing you into F tier. I do not care. If you love Tony Parker, awesome. The card is 6'2". The card has slasher dribble style. Tony Parker release on normal timing. Defensively is absolutely terrible. Is he F tier? No, I'm throwing him into F tier because I'm sad. I'm tired of the draft rewards that we get being so bad. Why are the draft rewards so bad? We got Glenn, and then after Glenn, 2K decided, oh yeah, let's make every other draft reward just horrible. Shout out Andre Drummond. He's not horrible. Man, it makes me so mad how bad they made Tony Parker. Trae Young rounding it off. He's between B or C tier. This Trae Young, especially on current gen, is not terrible. I mean, he can dunk, plays pretty solid defense. 6'1", 6'3" wingspan. I know it's a little small. I'm going to throw him into C tier, but he's not terrible, especially on current gen. I think Trae Young is actually a pretty cheesy card in 2K. This is my tier list, guys. I want to know your thoughts down below in the comments. Do you guys think I'm at too high on anybody? I know I got a lot of players in C tier, but the point guard position is pretty rough. Anything B or anything C or lower cards, I definitely probably don't recommend. honestly, it's just pretty rough around the edges in general. But let me know your thoughts on the point guard tier list down below in the comments, because I'm super intrigued to hear it. I know I have guys like Marcus Smart off. He'd probably be in, the A or so tier, and some guys like that. Nah, Marcus Smart would probably be B tier. Avery Bradley, shout out Avery Bradley. I was too low on Avery Bradley. He's moving up, and so is Alex Caruso. That's what I'm going to do. Drop a like on the video, subscribe if you are new, and as always, man, I love you guys. Have a blessed day.